Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. So, today's exciting because I'm bringing out my first build video. So, as you can see, I'm finally level 40. Not all the way to Chaos 20, but I'll get there soon enough. I wanted to bring out this video as soon as possible. I tested it out with a bunch of Chaos runs. Actually, I kind of kept getting confused between the trials and just the featured. So, I kind of replayed some because I was like, oh, I'm going to level up. And I was like, oh, wait, that was not the trial. So, anyway, that aside, we finally got our first build. Now, just a disclosure, straight up, we are using the Buffmeister glitch for this one. But in the future, I don't really plan to do put any more of these ones out unless I see something crazy with the Buffmeister. Otherwise, I will say I will use the Buffmeister in other builds, but just probably not with Spell Shot. I'll probably just use it standalone. But today we got a cool video for you, just real quick about the Buffmeister interaction. Basically, what we're doing is we have a Buffmeister here, and what you want to do with it is actually put it in the right-hand slot. And this is only applicable when you're spell shot and you're using the dual spells ability, whatever that's called, the ambidextrous, right? And then in the left-hand slot, you basically want to put any spell that has insanely high damage, right? So for this one, it's a 39,041, right? So the damage is absolutely huge. This damage gets added on to the gun damage. So basically, if you have something over 1,000, you're gonna almost like 3 burst or 4 burst everything. So it's, in fact, a lot of enemies you'll just one shot. So that's what we're doing. It's a little glitchy. It's a little bugged. Well, the bug itself, it works fine in game, but I don't think this is the actual intention. But since this is the first build, I thought, why not? Let's go ahead and try it out. We'll make other videos with builds that don't utilize this mechanic. But you see all the guns here. Honestly, there's just 2 that are the big ones I use. So for weapons, I use the live wire, and the next is just a purple SMG, purple ice SMG. Basically, this is the best gun in the game, right? It's better than any legendary. It literally kills so fast, especially because this one's chaotic. So this one does crazy damage. Now, in terms of the annoyance, because our Buffmeister gives us dark magic, we're actually using that as some of the primary enchants on our weapons. And you can switch these out with whatever you think is better. So if you get dark magic on your shield, you can go ahead and use just regular damage or so on and so forth. Basically, we're using this. The pickaxe has increased frost damage, so it'll only give the bonus to the actual ice SMG here. But overall, this adds a ton of damage, but it's only specific to this. Next, we have a couple of rings. These are sort of to your liking. The main thing I was looking for here was SMG crit hit damage. And I wish I had gun damage on this other one too, but we have companion damage. It doesn't matter. We're still doing a ton of damage. And the other reason I chose this one was just for its special ability or unique feature as a legendary of while health is less than 50%. Effects are increased by 50, so this will help with SMG damage. But to be honest, we'd really barely ever get below 50 health, and even if we do, we pick ourselves right back up. Another thing is this one also has dark magic efficiency, so that is also pretty useful here. For the other one, we have dark magic efficiency and gun damage. Not to mention that this one also has dealing damage to a boss, increases effects by 100% for a moderate amount of time. Sorry, I had to move my mouse there for a sec. So yeah, it helps with bosses. Well, not bosses specifically, but when you are dealing damage to a boss, it helps with the dark magic efficiency goes up. or it could just be the gun damage, to be honest. I don't know what they mean by the 100% of increased effects, if it's also talking about the passives at the bottom. But anyway, those are the rings we're using. For shields, really, there's a bunch of options here. What I'm doing for this one is the sham shield. So the sham is back. I might honestly do a separate video on this just to test it out. But this is what I have for now. We have the enchant on spellcast, increase damage dealt by 15% for 10 seconds. Because we're constantly using spellcast, we'll see in the skill tree why that is so. So basically, this improvement in damage is constant. There's a few other options that I like using. For example, I'll also use the bad egg. This will help with 35% bonus dark magic damage while ward is depleted. And honestly, there is a way to even get more damage, but it does remove some of the survivability. I'll go into that in the skill tree, but for now, I've actually just kept this with the sham, sort of negate some of the damage that's shot towards us. The sham does not protect you against any melees, as far as I know, but in terms of bullet absorption, it helps a ton. Next, this one doesn't matter too much. I've only applied this because of the Spore Warden damage, or Spore Warden power, as well as the dark magic damage. Dark magic is a key thing here, especially because it's what the Buffmeister is boosting. So all the damage that we're getting is dark magic, so you have to have that. And then I've mainly equipped this for the loot luck, but there's a lot of other options. So if you don't care about loot, you could do gun reload, just as long as you have some sort of dark magic damage and Spore Warden power for those. And again, this is very flexible. So I know I had another one somewhere here that had a really good. I think this one was pretty good, but it's level 39. Not a big deal. This one would give fire rate. I thought this one was pretty good, so I kept it. But right now, I'm looking for other loot, so I put the 50% loot luck, especially because this build still kills everything super fast. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this right now. There is an enchant that you could put on your other spell, but for now I haven't. The Buffmeister, this is not the best spell. I do wish I had status damage. That is one that I am missing. So unfortunately we do not have that one, but after casting a spell, your gun and melee attacks have 30% critical hit chance. We're already critting a lot, but this just adds a little bit extra, just in case. Moving on to the skill tree. So we're using the Spore Warden and Spell Shot. So I should have mentioned that probably earlier, but we are not using primarily Spore Warden, to be honest, even though that's my primary. What we're using is Spell Weaving, and the reason why we're primarily spec'd into this is mainly for this bottom capstone right here, Sever the Thread, right? Because what we're doing here is whenever we hit critical hits, we have a chance to instantly reset all our spell cooldowns. One key thing to note is that the Buffmeister has a really long cooldown, and this will sort of negate that. It's not infinite because there is a cooldown of 5 seconds, but that is something that can easily be managed. Other than that, we also went into magic bullets. This helps with our gun damage, especially because our spell damage is so high. Then we obviously went to the reload speed increase. We also went into this one right here because we're going to have a lot of spell weaving stacks. So we're going to get a ton of fire rate. And then once I show you the build, you'll see that the fire rate indeed is crazy. And then we went into mage armor. This will help with sort of some survivability, even though our survivability is primarily coming from the dark magic damage from the Buffmeister itself, right? Sorry, forgetting the name. And then next we also have Font of Mania. You don't really need this. It was sort of just to go down the skill tree a little more, especially because we are getting the capstone, so we don't really need spell cooldown rate, to be honest. Next, we went into a high thread count. This will help with getting more spell weaving stacks. You could get some of the armor sets that do have this, and I realized I didn't go into the armor set really quick, but this is not optimized, to be honest. There are things that you could do that are much better. So if you can get one with more spell weaving stacks, that'll help. I also found myself liking ones with more crit hit chance, just so we're proccing the capstone again. But the other reason I used this was it already gives a plus 30% gun critical hit chance, plus 25% gun damage, so it does good. The amalgam is what it's called. So I'm sticking with this one for now, but it's very flexible. You can sort of choose what you like. You can't really put an enchant on these, so I'm just sticking with this one for now. Back to the skill tree. We also went into imbued weapon. This is whenever the Fate Maker casts a spell, his gun deals bonus damage of that spell's element for the duration. As you noticed, we are also using a dark magic spell, so this is also helping with healing as well as doing a ton of damage. We already went into that. This is also just sort of to get to the capstone. Kill skill, that when the Fate Maker kills an enemy, there's a chance his currently equipped weapon will be instantly reloaded. So we went ahead and went into that one. So it sometimes gives a benefit, but I don't really notice it too much. Next we have one slot, one kill. This is increased gun damage per stacks of spell weaving. So again, if you can get 2 out of 1 in this, it will be insane. You will get even more gun damage, especially because spell weaving does a lot for other things too. And then last, we already went into this, Tether the Thread. When we do critical hits, we get our spells instantly back. And then Ambihextrous. Into the Spore Warden tree, we spec'd into Eagle Eye. This will help with gun damage. Not that we really need it, but still. And the thing is, the reason why we're still trying to go high in gun damage is because there are times that I've noticed where I can't cast the... Oh my god, I keep forgetting the name. The Buffmeister. Sorry about that. There are times where you can't get it, so you just have to kill with your gun, so you want to still have high damage for it. Bullseye, this will help with gaining the crit hit chance. I really don't care about the companion crit hit chance, to be honest. We went into Spore Cloud, not really for the Poison Cloud, but more so for the taunting. It does take a lot of aggro, which is really good. Then we went into Medicinal Mushroom. This is mainly if we down ourselves, then the mushroom can pick us back up. Quiver of Holding, this will help us with magazine size. Windrunner, kill skill, this will help with movement speed as well as fire rate. So this is pretty helpful as well. You do move really quick with this, as well as with the Buffmeister. That also increases movement speed, so you're zooming. And then last, this is just from our actual our armor set, so but this is just giving us a tiny bit of extra gun damage, not significant, to be honest. So that is our skill tree. I have been grinding, so my myth rank is a little high, and we are on Chaos level 18 for now, but I am certain that this will shred in every Chaos tier just because of how OP the Buffmeister is, especially with 39,000 damage. I know that you can get even higher, which is crazy to me because this build already does an insane amount of damage. But yeah, another thing I do like to use is the Rain of Arrows. I keep this just sort of for fun, not gonna lie. And the enchant on it is just on spellcast increase ability damage. It does not help us because we don't have any abilities, but I still use this at times just because it is fun to switch it up, and I don't know, this gun is just really cool to use. So sometimes I do that just for big enemies or bosses and stuff like that. But I will go ahead and actually show one of the boss battles, and then maybe I'll show a little bit of the Chaos run to you guys. I won't show everything because I know that there are spoilers and stuff, so I'll probably just kill the same boss I've been killing in the other videos, just so there's not too many spoilers, because I know a lot of people still haven't played the game in its entirety. But we'll just show a little bit of the chaos levels, and hopefully y'all won't mind that. But yeah, we'll hop into a boss battle now. Alright guys, so we are going to hop into the boss battle. If you guys have not played this game in its entirety and are not in this Tangled Drift location, you guys can go ahead and pause the video if you do not want any spoilers. We are going to fight a boss next, so I'll also put a timestamp just in case. In the description, I'll put a timestamp just in case if you do want to skip this and just move on to seeing the mobbing a little bit. But we're going to get right into this boss battle now. So really quick, you do not need to actually use your other spell. I just sort of do it for the sake of, doing it. But, yeah. That was Chaos 18, by the way. So not 20, but if that killed him that fast in 18, I really don't think 20 is going to be too much worse. Yeah, now I'll show you guys a little bit of the Chaos level, and hopefully I'll actually finish it. I won't show you guys the whole Chaos level, but I'll finish it, and then I'll move on to 19. So I'm almost done with these Chaos levels for at least my Spore Warden. But yeah, I'll move on to that next. All right, guys, we are hopping right into our first Chaos run for Chaos level 18, transitioning to 19. So. Boom. Alright, I hope you guys are seeing this. Yeah, no chance at all. Yeah, and you can see that this may be too overpowered, so it might not be that fun. But it is actually pretty enjoyable to see everybody get melted. But I can understand if you want a little bit more of a challenge. So I also am not going to use this for the lifetime of this game, because I do think it's a little cheese, but yeah, I mean, we're gonna go through this round and see where we hopefully we can finish it. Trying to show a little bit of so as you can see, I don't even activate my my Buffmeister until I really need it. So, like, for some of the beefier enemies, I'll go ahead and do it. Like, for this one, I don't really want to deal with it right now. Boom, he's dead. Alright, I moved away. I didn't want to do any spoilers, so if it cut off a little bit at the end, basically I was just giving a rundown of when I try to use the Buffmeister. You can always use it, always proc it, you'll get it back. At worst case, you'll have 5 seconds without it, but more likely than not, you'll usually have it up. So, yeah, I mean, the build is generally very strong even without the Buffmeister trick. You can still probably go through these Chaos Chambers, but for now, this is what I've gone with. And really quick, before I end the video, I do want to show my hero stats. I went with Raised by Elves as my original thing, so my ward is pretty low, but that does not matter, especially because I have a ton of dark magic damage that is healing me up. So I mainly went into spell cooldown and crit damage. And crit chance, I went a little bit into skill cooldown. It's actually pretty pointless. You don't really need to do this. I've done it more so if I just want to switch it up and not use the Buffmeister. But again, like, if you want to make this optimal, put your remaining points in either status damage. You can put it in max HP if you're struggling a little bit. Most likely you won't, but you can put it in status damage. You can put it in crit chance if you do. It's not really going to make a difference, to be honest. But yeah, my highest recommendation is status damage. That'll probably be the best. But yeah, for now, this is what I'm using. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of this run. Here's a quick look at the skill tree again. This has a bit. I think this was 5 out of 5. This we didn't spec into, and this was 5 out of 5 as well. So the extras just coming from our class mod. And really quick, here are the weapons I'm using: the Goblin Pickaxe, the Live Wire, the Nightshade, Champion Ring, Fingertip Pulse, Sham, and Amalgam. This doesn't really matter again. Buffmeister, just high damage spell, and Eagle Eye Bloodstone. Again, a lot of this is very flexible, and you'll still do a ton of damage. So, thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to finish this run, and I will catch you guys in the next video. If you like the video, want more builds, please hit the subscribe button, like the video, comment. Please don't roast me for using this broken combo. Trust me, I'll make other builds without this combo. This is just so far I've been having a little bit of fun with this, so that's what I'm using. And yeah, be on the lookout for other videos. I will be posting a lot more builds. I already have another one in mind that will hopefully, no promises, but hopefully be a Spore Warden Stabomancer build. That's what I'm sort of going to work on next. So yeah, be on the lookout for that, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.